Good morning, afternoon, or evening, members of Freedom Live Roleplay, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to the tutorial on how to set up your whispers in TeamSpeak. This is not required for civilians. It is required for any member of emergency services, be it law enforcement, fire, or dispatch. Yeah, I'm sitting down here in my office. Whatever. So here's what we're going to do. This is what you're going to need to do to set up your whisper, which is going to be used as radio communications in the patrol RTO area. So the first thing you're going to do, man, it's been a minute since I've done this, so let's see, we're going to remember this together. I'm going to go down to Tools, I'm going to go over to Options. Inside of your Options menu, you're going to go to Whisper. Sorry, maybe not. Oh yeah, I lied. Whisper Lists. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've done this, so just bear with me. We're going through it together. So this is your Whisper list. This is where you're going to have This is where you're actually going to physically set up your whisper. So here, if you have it in other servers, you may have your categories. On my other computer, on my second computer, I have 3 different servers, or 3 different whisper categories set up for 3 different servers. So I have all 3 of the servers listed here. So we're just going to go ahead and create a new one. My hotkey is going to be, which button do I use? I'm going to have to change this later because I have 2 buttons set up on my mouse. I forgot which I use for in-game, but I believe this is the one that I need to use now. There we go. Yes, it actually is, because it's num0. So, you're going to go ahead and set up that hotkey, and that hotkey is going to be what we're going to use, and I'm going to go ahead and rename it FLRP. But it's going to be num0. That's going to be the hotkey that I use to whisper. So now over here on the side, we're going to go to, we're going to go to Clients and Channels. Over here on the side, we're going to go to FLRP Server. Channels. Now this is the really important part. This is where you want to pay attention. So if I were you, I'd recommend, you don't have to make it full screen, but I'd recommend opening it up a little bit more just so you can see more of what's going on. And you're going to scroll down. You're going to see some spacers like this. Spacers aren't really important, but what we're going to need is we're going to need to find C spacer 12 patrol area RTO. Now you're not going to need all of these. You're only going to need some of these. So obviously we're not going to want these civilian channels. We're also not going to want these big red channels. The big red channels, nobody can enter them. I mean, obviously admins can go in and bypass that kind of stuff, but normally people can't enter these red areas. They're supposed to be blocked off. That's why they're red. So it's blocked off to not allow people to enter them. So it's kind of creating just the, call it the channel family. So this is the channel family. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go down to, you're going to see patrol frequencies. Under that, you're going to see patrol frequencies county. And then you're going to want all of those. So you're going to want main dispatch, conference, radio training, 911. Actually, I take that back. We're not going to want 911. I lied because these are the 2 where we can actually take 911 calls. But the rest you are going to want. So you'll see whenever you click them, they're going to come over into this middle section here. What this basically just means is that if I whisper right now, anybody in these 3 channels are going to hear them. Now we're going to skip 9111 and 9112 because those are obviously, like I just said, the 911 channels where we're going to take and process 911 calls. So you need to be able to do that without any radio traffic. Where I work in communications in real life. We have, our room is kind of divided in half. Call taking is on one side. Those consoles do not have radios at them. They have no need for the radios. They don't use the radios. There's no need to have them there. They need to be focusing on taking 911 calls. So we're going to have 911 and 912 not in our whisper list. Now here's all the civilian channels. Obviously we're not going to whisper to them. We don't want them hearing our radio traffic. Next we're going to come down. You might want to expand this a little more. This doesn't need to be as far over. Patrol frequencies. Los Santos County Sheriff's Office. Department. And then patrol frequencies, we're getting into the main channels here. So we're going to want main dispatch, TAC 1, TAC 2, conference, and training room. We're going to want all of these right here, these 5. And then last but not least, we're not going to want this because this is the channel family again. We're also going to want Firecom, TAC 1, TAC 2, and Conference. Now these are the only channels that we are going to want. These are the only channels that we need. These are the only channels that we're going to whisper to. Nobody outside of these channels needs to hear the radio traffic. I don't need to hear them while I'm sitting in my office if there's a patrol going on. If I need to hear them, I'll go sit in one of these channels. Now, with that being said, you do need to be careful with your whisper button. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. Okay. Now here's what I'm talking about.
No
right
whisper
now,
target found.
It's saying no whisper target found because nobody's in those channels. But you can see this
No whisper target found.
this red right here. I'm live in all of these channels.
No
So if anybody was in
found.
there right now, because I'm holding down my whisper key, anybody would be able to hear me. Now, if they're talking back or they're even whispering back, I'm not going to be able to hear them because I'm not in those channels. But
channel switched.
When I'm in here,
no whisper target
there's
found.
still nobody else but me, obviously. So it's going to say that, but anybody in these channels can hear me.
Found.
If they whisper back, I can hear them because I'm in that proper channel.